Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. These are air fried salmon bites. First, I want to go over all the ingredients we're going to use today. We're keeping this super simple and we're doing this in an Asian style. This is most importantly a low carb dish. It is keto friendly and of course, delicious. You guys already know all of my ingredients and measurements are going to be down in the description below. What we're gonna be using is salmon, of course, and I like to use the skinless salmon. Although you can use it with the skin, I think it crisps up much better in the air fryer without the skin. So I have the salmon. I'm also gonna be using some olive oil. You can use avocado or olive oil, but the olive oil adds really nice flavor to the salmon. We're also gonna be using some salt and black pepper. This is completely to taste. Garlic powder and onion powder. That is for the seasoning of the salmon before we throw it into the air fryer. Optional, if you want it to be a little spicier, you can add some chili powder or cayenne powder. I'm not gonna be doing that today. I'm just gonna be making it sweet. For our sauce, here's where you can kind of play around with what your preference is. I'm gonna be using coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, although you can use soy sauce if you have that at home, if that's what you want. I try to avoid soy as much as possible, which is why I'm gonna be using the coconut aminos. And with using that rather than soy sauce, I will include in the description the measurements for how much soy sauce you would use and how much coconut aminos. Coconut aminos are a little bit sweeter than soy sauce, so you might not wanna use as much for this recipe compared to soy sauce if that's what you're gonna use. Here I also have some honey. Now, yes, honey does have carbs, honey does have sugar, but you can either do two options. I use less of raw honey. If you're gonna use honey, just to put a little bit less of it in there. A little bit is not gonna harm you. And when it's spread out amongst all of the salmon bites, you're actually not getting as many carbs as if you just took it all at once. You can also get honey that has no sugar added, although that's kind of like processed, and I just try to avoid that at all. So my recommendation to keep it as clean as possible, get some raw honey. A little bit will not hurt you. And if you have this once in a while, this can kind of be your carb count for the day if you're someone who counts macros. We're also gonna add some minced garlic. Again, this is to taste. You guys already know I am a huge garlic fan, so I like to add a little bit more garlic, but play around with it, add as much as you want. And sesame seeds for the topping, completely optional as well. First things first, we're gonna prep our salmon. So I'm gonna take my salmon piece and I'm gonna cut it into about 1-inch cubes. I'm gonna cut that fillet in half and then cut it into 1-inch cubes and throw it into a bowl. Now I'm gonna preheat my air fryer to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's completely optional to preheat, but I suggest it so that when you put the salmon in, it's already nice and hot in your air fryer. To my salmon, I'm now gonna add my seasonings. So first we're gonna add our olive oil. Gonna also add the garlic powder, onion powder, and our salt and black pepper. And we're just going to combine all this together, make sure that all of our salmon pieces are completely coated. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also like this video while you're at it. My air fryer is nice and hot. I'm gonna take some avocado oil spray the bottom of the tray. Now, you can use an air fryer liner if you want, but the reason I'm not gonna use one is because I wanna make sure that the air fryer crisps up our salmon on both sides evenly and doesn't create like any kind of soft texture on the salmon. We're just going to throw our salmon in and spread it out in the tray. Let's put our salmon into the air fryer. We're gonna let it air fry for about 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm gonna shake the tray at about 4 to 5 minutes. While our salmon is cooking in the air fryer, we're gonna work on that delicious sweet glaze. So I have a small saucepan heating on low heat. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of avocado oil spray just to coat the bottom. If you're using a non-stick pan or a non-stick pot, that's fine as well. Then you don't need to add any coating, but just in case, I'm gonna add a little bit of the avocado oil spray. I'm now gonna add in all of the ingredients. So we're adding either the soy sauce or coconut aminos, our honey, and the garlic. So first I'm gonna add my garlic, let it saute just a little bit, and let it get nice and fragrant. This is a really great, like easy snack, easy lunch, or party appetizer, super, super simple to make, and it literally takes 15 minutes to make this entire dish. My garlic is getting nice and fragrant. I'm now gonna take my coconut aminos, dump them into the saucepan, and make sure that you are on a very low heat. We're kind of caramelizing this sauce. Adding in my honey. And you wanna make sure that you are continuously stirring and that it doesn't burn to the bottom of the pan. We're gonna stir this for about a minute just to let it thicken up and turn into a glaze. When I see it start to bubble up, I kind of just take it off of the heat for a moment and stir it so that it doesn't bubble too much, doesn't boil over. You'll get a similar reaction that you get when you're cooking sugar, where it bubbles up and starts to caramelize and starts to thicken. What we're basically doing is letting the moisture of the coconut aminos absorb with the honey, and everything is going to caramelize and meld into one delicious sweet glaze, sweet flavor. Such an easy sauce to make. Again, make sure you are continuously stirring. Don't take your eyes off of this, otherwise it's gonna burn and stick to the bottom of the pan. You can see our sauce is starting to thicken up now. We are almost there. I do wanna note that although this is a low carb recipe, it is a little bit on the higher carb side. So you might not make this sauce or eat it as much as you normally would if you're on, if you're on a regular diet. I've turned off the heat because my sauce is ready. As you can see, it has thickened. It's like a syrup consistency, and you can tell that it's the correct texture because if you take the spoon and you go through the pan like this, it slowly fills. It's not very liquidy, as you can see like that. We're gonna take this off the heat and let it cool for about a minute or two before we put it on our salmon bites. I've let it rest for a couple of minutes. As you can see, it is a nice and thick sauce. I'm gonna take it on this silicone brush and we're going to brush our salmon pieces. Make sure they are nice and coated in this delicious sauce. And these are our delicious, sweet salmon bites, low carb, keto friendly. Can't wait for you guys to try this one. Cheers. That garlicky sweet glaze is so, so good. This is such a great party appetizer, great to take to lunch over some cauliflower rice. Honestly, just such an easy dish to make right at home in your air fryer. If you're interested in purchasing the air fryer that I use the Tasty air fryer. I have a discount code linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell to never miss a tasty upload. Till next time.